All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can take your aim in mobile FPS games from, just okay to absolutely top tier. We're talking about the mechanics, the mindset, and all the little secrets the pros use to just completely dominate their lobbies.
So let's be real for a second. You're putting in the hours, you're watching the pros, but you've just hit a wall, right? Your rank just won't budge. It's a super common frustration. But what if I told you the problem isn't actually how much you play? Because the real secret, the actual game changer here, is shifting your mindset from just grinding endlessly to structured, deliberate practice. It's all about making every single minute of your training count. So let's break down what these better minutes really look like. Okay, so first up, we're talking about a huge shift in how you even think about the game. We're moving away from just relying on instinct and getting into a much more, scientific approach to getting better.
That's right. For the very best players, aiming isn't just about having quick reflexes. They treat it like an engineering problem. They're optimizing this whole complex system, their hardware, the way they hold their phone, their in-game settings, all to squeeze out every last drop of performance.
So, before we can even get into fancy drills, you have to build a solid foundation. Let's talk about the three absolute pillars of your setup: your hardware, your grip, and of course your sensitivity. First off, hardware. A high refresh rate, we're talking 120 Hz or more, gives you way smoother visuals, making it so much easier to track moving targets. Then, you pair that with a crazy high touch sampling rate to cut down on input lag, so the game feels like it's reading your mind. And trust me, these aren't just small upgrades. They give you a real, tangible edge in a fight.
Next up, your grip. The pro standard pretty much across the board is the claw grip. Now, unlike the normal two-thumb way of playing, using 3, 4, or even 6 fingers lets you do everything at once. You can move, aim, scope in, and fire all at the same time. It unlocks a whole new level of movement that's basically impossible with just your thumb.
And now for the big one, sensitivity. You really have two main philosophies here. You've got fixed speed, which is all about pure consistency. A 1-inch swipe is always the same amount of turn. This is amazing for building muscle memory, especially for long-range fights. Then there's speed acceleration, which is totally dynamic. The faster you swipe, the further you turn. It's incredible for those frantic close-quarters fights where you need to do a 180 in a split second. So you're basically choosing between predictability and agility.
So where do you even begin? Well, we put together some solid starting points for huge games like PUBG Mobile and COD Mobile. This covers your basic camera movement and your ADS. That's your aim down sight sensitivity. But look, these are just starting points. The real magic happens when you get into the training ground and tweak them, little by little, until they feel like a natural extension of your hands.
Okay, foundation is set. Now let's build the house. We're going to get into the actual mechanics, to 3 fundamental skills that every single elite player has absolutely mastered.
These right here are the 3 pillars of what I like to call God-tier aim. Flicking, tracking, and target switching. You've got to be good at all 3. So let's break them down.
First, flicking. Picture this: an enemy suddenly jumps out from behind a corner. Flicking is that lightning-fast, subconscious ability to just snap your crosshair from where it was directly onto their head. It's all about speed and precision.
Next is tracking. Now, if you're a fan of automatic weapons, this is your bread and butter. It's the skill of keeping your crosshair perfectly glued to a moving enemy, like someone sprinting across a field, making sure every bullet in your spray counts.
And finally, we have target switching. This is what separates the great players from the legends who pull off those insane clutches. It's being able to take out one enemy and then, in an instant, snap to the next one, and then the next. This skill is literally how you win those impossible 1 versus 4 situations.
All right, now for the thing that truly takes players into the next stratosphere. If you genuinely want to unlock your absolute highest potential, you need to master the gyroscope.
And hey, don't just take it from me. Listen to a creator like Delta Gaming, who says that learning to use the gyroscope was one of the best decisions he's ever made. It is absolutely transformative.
And this isn't just a feeling, there's hard data here. Analysis shows that players who really get the hang of gyroscope controls can acquire targets 30 to 40% faster. In a game where milliseconds decide fights, that is a massive, massive advantage.
So how does it actually work? Well, pros use what's called the microscope method. Think about it like this. You use your thumb for the big sweeping movements, right? Like turning around 180 degrees. That's your coarse adjustment. But then you use the physical tilt of your phone, the gyroscope, for all the tiny, precise micro adjustments you need for recoil control or tracking a distant target. It's a hybrid system that gives you the best of both worlds, speed and pinpoint accuracy.
Okay, we've gone through the theory, the gear, and the techniques. Now it's time to actually put it all into practice. Let's build a simple daily training plan that will turn all this knowledge into real, tangible skill.
Seriously, before every single time you play, you should do a warm-up like this. Start with some quick finger stretches, super important to prevent injury. Then just spend a few minutes moving around the training ground. No shooting, just getting your eyes and hands in sync. After that, you hit your dedicated flicking and tracking drills. This whole 15-minute routine builds that consistency and gets your muscles ready to perform at their best.
And you've got so many tools you can use. The in-game training grounds are perfect for locking down recoil patterns. Fast-paced modes like Team Deathmatch are amazing for practicing against real, unpredictable people. And you can even check out dedicated training apps like Aim Lab Mobile, which have all these awesome minigames designed to isolate and improve specific skills.
So there you have it. That's the complete blueprint for building pro-level aim. But just knowing this stuff, that's only the beginning. The real growth comes from applying it day in and day out. So the real question is, how are you going to take all of this and structure your own practice to forge that knowledge into real skill? The path is right there in front of you.